Welcome to a fresh perspective on little old Ladyland. This book spotlights its resolute inhabitants from the distant and not-so-distant past. 3 immigrants on its border pledge themselves to men young enough to be their sons. One solid citizen produces luminous paintings while partly blind. Others throw out the first ball in Yankee Stadium, export huge sculptures all around the world, conduct sacred concerts, and serve as advocates of militant political movements. Yes, all these women were prodigiously gifted. But no, not all of them were little or ladylike. Nor are they singular anomalies. What is freakish is the common assumption that elderly women are so physically and mentally feeble, discountable, and unremarkable that they often seem invisible or risible. To counter a toxic brew of gerontophobia and sexism, we need role models who furnish ingenious solutions to the challenges often attendant upon an extended lifespan. The more value we perceive in old people's lives, the less likely we will be to regard them as worthless or expendable. Of course, old men also suffer from ageism, but women tend to be more stigmatized because of what Susan Sontag called the double standard of aging, the sad truths that female bodies are judged to be old sooner than male bodies and are also viewed as more repulsive. For too long, age studies scholars declare, the words aging and women have conjured images of decline. If disheartening, albeit archaic stereotypes are to be offset by cheering or inspiring exemplars, they need to be grounded in the everyday losses of old age, frailty, disability, illness, pain, and grief over lost companions. Only through this realistic lens can we comprehend the existential and aesthetic survival skills of elderly women, as well as their curious late-life decisions, all of which can help us conceptualize and attempt to lead a creative old age ourselves. Why, for example, did the aging writers George Eliot, Colette, and Isak Dinesen commit themselves to much younger men? How did the visually impaired painter Georgia O'Keeffe continue working with oils? By what means did the experimental modernist Marianne Moore turn herself into a pop culture icon at sporting events?